Build a biological engine where 5 stacked tiers of plants actively feed and weed each other. You plant the system exactly once, then watch it thrive indefinitely. By the end, you'll engineer these dense layers of canopy and roots into a permanent, zero-waste food machine. Traditional agriculture forces you to fight nature, but you can streamline that entire biological engine into 5 highly efficient stacked layers. The highest of these is the canopy. Think of a massive top layer of native nut-producing trees, like towering chestnuts and pecans, acting as the roof of a biological house. They control the microclimate underneath, keeping the air cool and humid. More importantly, this giant roof drops huge amounts of dead leaves every autumn. Those leaves become the forest's primary, free compost material. By keeping the trees spaced out, this layer freezes the forest in an edge state, the busy boundary between a deep forest and a clearing. This stops the giant tops from fully blocking out the sun, allowing you to harness the raw energy of a young, growing ecosystem indefinitely. We are shifting the workload from your back to the biology. As Bill Mollison, who sparked the permaculture movement in the 1970s, put it, the goal is a philosophy of working with, rather than against, nature, of protracted and thoughtful observation, rather than protracted and thoughtless labor. You have to be extremely careful which canopy trees you pick, because some actually deploy biological chemical weapons against your other plants. And building this massive roof creates a huge hunger for raw nutrients. Below the massive trees, we plant the shrub layer to feed the system. We use fast-growing shrubs like popcorn cassia. These plants have a biological trick. They team up with rhizobium or frankia bacteria in their root nodules, microbes living right inside the plant, to literally pull nitrogen out of the air. They inject that bioavailable nutrient directly into the dirt, delivering it in a form other plants can easily absorb. This single biological partnership bypasses industrial agriculture. If you like watching these natural cheats, stick around. We map these zero-waste systems out every week. Nitrogen is handled, but what about the heavy minerals trapped deep underground where shallow roots cannot reach? This is where the herbaceous layer steps in. Deep-rooted perennial herbs like comfrey and dandelion, often called fountain plants, pull trapped minerals like vital potassium and iron up from the deep subsoil, moving them into their green leaves. Instead of pulling certain deep-rooted weeds, we're going to use them as biological mining drills called dynamic accumulators. These plants act like biological oil derricks, unlocking years' worth of trapped resources that ordinary garden vegetables can't touch. Using the chop and drop method, you manually slash the herbaceous layer and leave the biomass on the soil surface. They rot rapidly. This zero-waste loop, feeding a garden its own clippings, instantly delivers those deep minerals to the shallow roots of adjacent fruit trees. But hacking down the herbaceous layer leaves patches of bare dirt, and bare dirt invites invasive plants. We need a way to choke out the surface. To protect the soil we just fed, we add the ground cover layer. This is a dense, ankle-high carpet of creeping plants that forms a permanent living mulch over the earth. Think of it as a living tarp. Its dense, shallow roots block the harsh midday sun from hitting bare dirt and outcompete opportunistic weeds so completely that you largely eliminate the need for heavy mechanical tillage. You can throw away your machines and stop pulling weeds on your weekends. But abandoning the tiller means the soil naturally packs down over time, which requires a totally different way to loosen it up. Instead of steel plow blades, we use the final layer, the rhizosphere, or root layer, and vines. Edible root crops and tubers swell up and biologically loosen the compacted dirt underground. Breaking up the dirt creates safe pathways for an undisturbed network of mycorrhizal fungi. This web acts like a biological internet, trading water and phosphorus between different plants, meaning one deep-rooted plant can save a shallow-rooted plant during a drought. while the tubers work the basement. Climbing vines scale the rough bark of your tall canopy and understory trunks. They maximize your growing space by putting solar panels on your walls instead of just the roof, doubling your harvest area without taking up a single extra inch of ground space. Stacking all this together builds a wild, dense engine. But because the plants are packed so tightly, there is a catch to scaling this up. Before we get to that catch, remember the warning about picking the wrong canopy tree? The black walnut tree uses a tactic called allelopathy. It drips a toxic chemical called juglone into the soil to actively suppress competing plants below. A single poorly placed walnut tree can poison your entire understory and crash the whole system. But when you choose the right plants, the results are staggering. Here's the wild part. When a peer-reviewed study in Nature tested the soil beneath 15 food forests in Belgium and the Netherlands, they found 14 times more microscopic mites and higher fungal diversity than in nearby croplands. That is an army of tiny workers actively shredding the dropped leaves into instant fertilizer. Because these 5 layers are stacked so densely, you can't drive a tractor through them. The layered architecture prevents mechanization and relies heavily on manual labor. As a 2021 study by Jeremy Pasquier found, you generally get lower yields of human edible staple calories than a flat, mechanized factory farm. But this is the ultimate blueprint for biological independence. You don't need a massive farm to build it. As pioneer Robert Hart proved in the UK during the 1980s, you can deploy this foundational model in an ordinary backyard or urban lot. These 5 layers replace industrial fertilizer with abundant dead leaves and raw subterranean biology. Now that your soil feeds itself, you need to master off-grid water. Watch our breakdown on gravity-fed irrigation next. Escape the system.
If you liked this, 7 ways to stop garden pests without pesticides or chemicals, that's the next one.